These are my doggos. Let's get to the drills. Well, bye. Well, hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rissa and I'm obsessed with my doggos and diamond painting, and today we're going to be doing a WIP chat. WIP stands for Work in Progress and Goddess of Spring is mine for the event Women Who Sparkle 2024, and chat just means chit chat. So we're going to be talking about my personal life and my interests and things, so if that doesn't really interest you, then I totally understand and I will see you in the next video. But if you are going to grab your WIP, or if you're at work or just relaxing, I hope you enjoy the video. I did just want to pop in and say that all of the tools that I'm going to be using today will be linked down in the description below, just in case you're curious on where I got any of my fun goodies. So I'm going to go ahead and get you zoomed into the section that I'm going to be working on. It's a nice large section today, and we're going to get started. Okie dokie, friends. Oh my goodness, it's been so long since we've chit-chatted. Oh my goodness, I hope you guys are doing super duper well. We're gonna get started today with color 3857. It's this like maroon color, which is this kind of a double dot symbol you see. I hope you guys have been doing super well. It has been crazy busy for me. So I'm sorry for the lapse in my WIP chats, but I am excited to be diamond painting today and to be able to chat with you guys. I wanted to kind of have a little bit more of a format to this video opposed to the last couple WIP chats that I've had, because I tend to get a little tangenty. So I wanted to start by giving a update on Tiny Bean and the cat colony that I am looking over. So I originally had said that I thought that more cats would end up showing up because of the recent building that's been going on and construction, kind of forcing the cat colonies to move together. But the two cats that I'm taking care of, I think that they have scared off all the other cats, because one of the cats, the female, she started attacking she attacked one of the other cats while they were trying to eat one night, and it kind of just never came back. And then Tiny, after a couple nights of yowling like outside of my apartment, he just like started sleeping in the little chair outside of my apartment on my patio. And I mean, I'm totally cool with him chilling out there. I just don't have any other cats other than those two right now. But Tiny, his leg is doing very, very well, and he's doing very well. Almost all of the like fur has grown back on his leg, which is really nice and gives me hope. And his head injury is pretty much completely recovered as well. My friend who used to work at a cat shelter actually came over and took a look at him and told me everything looked good, gave me the warning signs to look out for. He's been doing very well since. He, like I said, he just likes to chill on my balcony now, so I'm totally cool with that. I'm glad to know that he feels safe out there and everything. I really do wish I could have him, but with Sweet Bean being allergic to cats and Biscuit not really being cat friendly, she's kind of lunged for the outdoor cats a couple times on walks. I just don't want to risk it. So I was in a couple groups, like animal shelter groups and like lost and found groups in local areas around me, and a couple of them I've seen like a couple people post that a lot of the shelters have really long wait lists just because they're very overexerted. So right now I think that I'm just gonna try and get Tiny fixed before the mating season starts for cats in spring, and you know, That way there's not going to be any kittens roaming around that I'll have to take care of and have to worry about. But I think Tiny honestly, I think wants to just be a wildcat, because there's been a couple times he could have probably snuck into my apartment, like squished through my leg, but he chooses not to. I don't know if it's because he doesn't like Biscuit or what. Sometimes he'll like go up to the door and just look at Biscuit. So I don't really think that he's afraid of her. So I think he just genuinely kind of likes being outside. He also does this thing when I go out and pet him and hang out with him, where he'll just roll all over my patio. Like, he'll just keep continuously rolling. It's really cute, but I don't know. Very strange behavior from a cat. I mean, if you are, if you're around a lot of outdoor cats or whatever, feral cats, let me know if that's like normal behavior or what that means. I grew up with a couple cats, but they were never like outdoor cats, and they never did anything like that. So I just, do cats usually do that? I don't know. It was cute. But besides taking care of the cats in my personal life, so I want to go in like kind of in order of the events that have happened since the last time we talked. So I went to go see a musical with my best friend, and I don't want to name the musical because I personally wasn't a huge fan. I just really felt like the characters, I couldn't relate with them very well. I didn't feel like they were very well written. They had a couple trigger warnings in the description of the musical, and I just feel like the way that the subject matter was like thrust upon the viewer when it happened, it kind of hits you to left field, and they don't bring it up in a way that feels sensitive to the subject matter, and I don't know, it's just kind of heavy. The dancing was kind of a little excessive for the subject matter, I felt, and like, I don't know, just wasn't really my taste. My best friend and I went, like I said, and I actually had gone to the bathroom during part of Act 1, which is super unlike me. Even though I have a tiny bladder, I typically can hold it in until intermission, but for this musical, I was like, I need a breather. So I went to the bathroom, and then during the intermission for Act 1, my best friend turns to me and she's like, I'm like really anxious right now. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not the only one. And I was like, I thought it was crazy. And she was like, no, you were totally right. Like, I'm super uncomfortable right now. Like, I don't feel comfortable right now. And she was like, I would much rather be at Waffle House. And I was like, we can totally go to Waffle House. Yeah, like I would much rather be at Waffle House. And so that's what we did. We ended up leaving the middle of intermission and going to Waffle House. And I would say I feel bad, but like we paid for these tickets. My best friend paid for the tickets. She actually won them in a lottery for the show. So we did pay, like, technically the tickets were paid for. So it's like, I mean, how much harm is there in like leaving? But part of me felt a little bad because I'd never done that before. But I just didn't feel comfortable, and I really didn't like it. And the whole drive to Waffle House to and my best friend and I were just airing all our grievances of the show, because we've seen a lot of musicals together, and we just like we're super shocked by this one. It was just a lot. All the while that was happening, like a couple weeks before that was happening, I had messaged my best friend and asked her for her partner's number to give to Sweet Bean so they could play video games together, but also so I could get in cahoots with him to plan a surprise birthday party for her, because her birthday was on March 5th, And yeah, we just kind of, you know, got together and had planned that in secret. So the musical happened just a couple days before that, and I had asked my best friend, I was like, hey, can you come over? I really want to talk about like the rest of our New York trip and like get those details planned, and I also want to talk to you about filming our wedding video. And I planned it under the pretense of her coming over to do that, but really on the 6th we had our surprise party. The same day that she had I had asked her to come over on the 6th, she had asked me if I wanted to go to dinner on her birthday. We ended up going to dinner at a vegan restaurant together. Me, her partner, and my partner. And it was really fun. Really great food there. Really had just lots of good times and good laughs. And then the next day when we had our party, she was super happy about it. I honestly have been friends with her for so long, but like I've never thrown her a surprise party. So I don't know, she just really deserved it this year. She's done a lot of amazing things, and she always goes above and beyond for everybody in her life, and I just really wanted her to feel appreciated and seen. So that was really nice to do for her. During her party, like we had vegan cupcakes and vegan tacos that I made. I made all sorts of, like, I made salsa and guacamole and all sorts of other stuff. We had some vegan cupcakes. We played Jackbox games, and we also played a game called Gang Beasts. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game Gang Beasts, but it's a ragdoll-esque battle arena type game where you basically have very floppy controls, and you have to wrestle other people and like knock them out of a battle, like an arena, different types of arenas. And it is so funny and just a blast to play with a group of friends. So highly recommend it if you haven't heard of it. We played a couple rounds of that, and then some Jackbox games, and called it a night. It was very, very nice. I kind of was working a bit of overtime after that because I am trying to save up money for the trip to New York and for the honeymoon. Got a lot of trips going on this year, so all the extra money helps, you know? So I've been picking up some extra shifts, but because I have endo and like I have that's a chronic illness, and it kind of affects my life in different ways sometimes, and lately I've been kind of feeling a lot of fatigue. So I've been super sleepy, and also just like feeling the mental burnout because, you know, I'm working 6 days a week, and that's not necessarily what the human body is made for, even though that's what we are conduced to as a society. But that's all I really have to say about that, I guess, you know. But I honestly have no complaints because I am very gracious that I have a job that is so understanding of my condition and so great to me just in general as an employee. I definitely could be in a way worse situation. It does just suck that, like, you know, we all kind of as a society have to do this work to pay our bills, and it's just this constant vicious cycle. So I've been kind of feeling that mental burnout in that sense. But honestly, my fiance continues to give me reminders on a daily basis why I want to marry him. And one day he was like, we need to go get hot pot. And it was in the midst of me feeling this mental burnout, and I was just feeling like sometimes when I get this way, the smallest things can just agitate me. And it's not like I take my frustration out on anything. It's just that I get agitated, and then I feel stressed about everything, and I get really meticulous and like just very like, why can't things be this, you know, XYZ. I get that, I have the Sarah gene in Labyrinth, if you know what I'm talking about, where she says, it's just not fair. I get that kind of mentality sometimes. But my fiance, he was like, we should go get hot pot. I don't know, like, I feel like sometimes he just knows when I need stuff, even when he doesn't necessarily know that I need it. Even, like, we're kind of on the same brain length. And, like, at one point when we were eating our dinner, hot pot, by the way, is a meal with, like a broth that's served on a hot plate in front of you. And you basically can cook your own meats and vegetables in it, and you have, like, little dipping sauces. But it's, like, honestly one of me and Sweet Beans' and I's, like, favorite meals to eat now. He used to not really like it, but yeah, there was one point during the meal where I turned to him and I was like, I needed this. And he was like, yeah, I did too. And it's just, like, it was, like, an affirming feeling of, like, wow, you know, sometimes, like, all you really do need is, like, a comfort meal to, like, bring you back down to earth and, like, and how to appreciate things. And I needed that. So I really appreciated my fiance for doing that. That led into the weekend, that following weekend, and it was definitely a crazy one because I worked that Saturday, so Saturday night I was feeling really tired. And I kind of just, like, diamond painted and I, you know, relaxed. And then Sunday was basically a day of recovery for me. I just wanted to do all of the things that I love and all the things that make me happy. And yeah, just I feel like it's so crazy. I'm much to believe in, like, manifestation and just signs, getting signs from the universe about things. And it was so crazy how many, like, left and right signals I was getting about you're burnt out, because I was ignoring it for so long. And the night of the hot pot dinner was actually the first night I admitted to my partner that I was feeling burnt out. But it just, like, felt really good to have that release of that, you know, that obligation to live my life in the terms of, like, what other people deem as productive. And I was watching a Cozy K video that she talks about this a lot more eloquently than I probably can, because I get a little anxious when I'm on camera talking about personal things sometimes. But the way she said it was just really, really nice. Like, just basically trying not to hold yourself to the ideas of, like, what other people deem as productive. And I don't know, it was really affirming for me. And I just crazy that I was getting it in that moment. And I was like, you know what? I need to just be more gentle with myself. Like I said, I've said this to myself so many times, but, you know, we'll continue to say it until we learn it. And I'm saying this so you guys can also do the same. Be gentle with yourself. Life is so crazy out there, but, like, you know, we all deserve a moment to take a moment and breathe and just, you know, find that inner peace. So I hope that you will find that in the upcoming week. I have been able to find that in a couple different ways. I played some video games. I played some Bear and Breakfast for the first time in a while, which was nice. I started a new game. I was like, it's been a minute since I played this. I just want to start fresh. And I have been watching a lot of anime. I've been watching some things in dubbed and then some things in subbed because I'm, you know, like, trying to learn Japanese best of my ability before my trip. So trying to just really engulf myself in videos that have Japanese language in them, so I can be surrounded by it, and that's been nice. I also decided that because you know, I was feeling that mental burnout, I really wanted to address that in another way. And one way that I feel like really helps me is, like, you know, changing up my environment. And so I was like, you know what? I told Sweet Bean one day, I was like, babe, we really just have to move things around in our apartment. Energy feels stagnant in here. You know, I need things to be a little bit different. We need to shake things up because we haven't actually changed things in this apartment since we moved in here. And not for any particular reason other than when we moved in here, we did it in like a weekend, and we got everything unpacked, everything like organized, everything, you know, done so quickly because we had to move very abruptly. And man, you know, I just really didn't feel like doing anything to the apartment after that for a while because I was just happy that we had a space. And now you know, we've been here for a while. I really needed to switch things up. And I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. And when we moved in here, I had already started my Instagram channel. And so Sweet Bean was like, you know what? You should take this bedroom and you should make it into a diamond painting room and a filming room, and there's a room where you can do your thing. And that was just so immensely kind of him, and I just will never stop appreciating him for that, because now have been able to create such a sanctuary for myself when I'm feeling stressed and overwhelmed. I find myself to have a highly sensitive personality, and sometimes I just need to be alone and kind of recover. And my partner's so great for understanding that and giving this space to me for that. So I wanted to do the same for him. And I said, you know what? We just have our bed in our bedroom. We literally could just move it and you can make it into an office. That way you can have your computer directly connected to the Ethernet cable. You can have better internet. We can put our bed where our desks are. And yeah, it's a little bit strange because it's supposed to be where our dining room is meant to be, but if we get a room divider and put it up there, I think it'll look just fine. And that's what we did. We ended up getting an 8 screen room divider off of Amazon. That looks beautiful. It gives me like a Japanese type vibe. And we put it up in between our where our living room technically is and our dining room's meant to be. We don't really have a lot of friends come over very often. We like to go out with our friends and do things a lot, but you know, we tend to like be, you know, we don't have a lot of people in our space, so it just really wasn't like a high priority for us to have the dining room right now. And like, I feel like this is just, you know, much better for us because we both need a space where we can create. Sweet Bean is a magician, and sometimes he just needs that space to be able to practice and, you know, do like things on Omegle and things like that. I don't think I've ever told you guys that Sweet Bean does magic and he's a magician for work, but yeah, that's what he does, and I wanted to give him a space where he could be able to do that and also play video games. And now my computer is in my room as well, which is super nice because I have been considering streaming diamond painting on Twitch, and I really would appreciate some input on that if you guys are people that like Twitch, or if you don't, regardless, I still would like to know so I can get an idea of how many people might want to actually tune in for something like that. Or do you think it would be better if I did it on YouTube? Do you think that I should try to stream it on YouTube? Yeah, just give me your opinions. I would love to hear from you guys. But regardless, I would like to start doing some live streams, and because I think it would be really fun. And I wanted to do that for my second enhancing diamond painting kits video. Goodness, that was kind of a mouthful. I wanted to be able to have you guys' input regarding the customizations that I do for the next kit that I do. So yeah, I would love to hear from you guys, so let me know. Anyways, also in our home renovation stuff, we got a new TV, which is super exciting because we've had the same Vizio TV since we got together and we got our first apartment together, and I just cannot stand it. It's an okay TV, but it just does a lot of weird things like shutting off randomly, not turning on when you press the turn on button, and then yeah, just taking forever to load things. But the new TV is a Samsung TV, and it's just so big and it's so fast. It's insane. I do have to get all of my accounts logged back into on that TV eventually, but as of right now, you know, we're just enjoying Netflix and YouTube. I actually haven't like been watching too much on the TV. I've been mostly like watching things when I'm at work, and then when I'm here in diamond painting, I've been like I said, watching YouTube videos with, like, you know, Japanese and anime. I have also recently come across a YouTuber that I really like. Her name is Catherine K, and she did a series in Japan, a travel series in Japan that I really loved. She just has such like a sweet demeanor and a sweet personality, and the way that she films people, like when she's traveling, I just think is so respectful. And the way that she describes things when she's traveling just really puts you in the place that she's in, and I just love that. She's so descriptive and will describe like the smells and the tastes and like everything, just kind of really in depth. And then yeah, she's in Canada right now. She hasn't uploaded a video, I think, recently, but I have just been kind of watching her old videos because I found her through her Japan vlogs, because I've been frivolously searching the internet for those videos. I am the kind of person that I like want to be like super duper prepared and knowledgeable. And I'm trying my best to be as prepared as I can be for this trip. But yeah, that's kind of all that's been going on in my personal life, to be honest with you. I thought that I had to work this weekend, guys, and I am such a silly goose, and I actually do not have to. So I'm kind of happy about that, because I really kind of need a break. I wanted a break, but at the same time, I kind of felt guilty because when I work on Saturdays, I get 4 hours during the work week to like take off flex time. It's like called flex time, and I accidentally took it, and then I realized, I was like, oh my gosh, I've completely forgot I'm not scheduled for this weekend, because my boss and I had to talk about it and everything, and she was like, yeah, we're just gonna move you around and change the schedule a little bit. And then it was funny. When I messaged her about it, I was like, I'm so sorry. I completely had a fog brain because I've been so tired lately, and I'm so sorry. And she was like, you know what? I honestly completely forgot as well, and it's really no problem. It's literally not a problem at all. But I still kind of felt bad, you know? Even though there was like no scheduling issues. Like someone was already scheduled to work that day. So it's not like I needed to cover for anyone, or I had made a huge mistake or anything. But, you know, sometimes you just feel guilty, especially when someone's so nice about it. You're just like, oh, well, I'm sorry. So, but that is also my need to people please coming out. But yeah, I have the weekend off, so I will probably more than likely spend it finishing this diamond painting. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I am working on Goddess of Spring for the event, Women Who Sparkle 2024. And that is hosted by Diamondpaintings.and.purrs and Sparklingdots. And I will link their profiles in the description as well. But it's my first diamond painting event, and so far it's just been really, you know, chill and fun, and I really enjoyed it. I was really happy that I ended up landing on this one for the event because she's turning out to be so much more beautiful than I even thought she would be. I feel like it's so hard to tell with diamond paintings most of the time how they're going to turn out, but this one has really been like one that has really shocked me. Like the colors in this painting are just so beautiful. Like the way that they transition into different shades and they blend the colors. Like I'm just so impressed by the way that this particular painting looks. And the way that the specialty drills up near her face look, it's just really, it really is a stunning piece. But yeah, that's all that's been going on. I want to take the tail end of this video to talk about the craziest stories that I have with the dogs, because you guys have been asking to see more of the dogs, and, you know, just saying that, you know, I could show more of the dogs, which, you know, I just needed one person to say that and I would show you guys more of my dogs. So yeah, we're gonna take a little hydration break, and then we'll get into some of my outrageous stories about my doggos.
Grab your water bottles. It's time for a doggo intermission.
Well, I hope you guys liked that. I was trying to think of other ways to like integrate more dog content, and I thought of that. Maybe you guys like it, maybe you don't. Let me know in the comments below. I just thought it would be a fun little way to incorporate some of the dog videos I have, and to share my babies with you and fun moments that we have during the week. So anyways, I will start with Duke, since he is my son, my first son, and my pride and joy. He is quite the crazy one, to be quite honest. You wouldn't really think it looking at him, but he likes to roll in deer nasty stuff, stinky nasty stuff, and unalive things. Unfortunately, it's happened twice, and I feel like that's just the husky in him, but he's a weirdo. And he also has gotten skunked twice by trying to face up with skunks, and so he is a bit of a crazy man's, but I love him so. The craziest story that I have having to do with Duke, though, is when I had my foster pit bull, Champ, who I found in an alleyway in one of the old places I was living at. And he was such a sweetie, but one day I let the two of them out together, and they decided that they were going to bust out. And I had let them out together before many times, but this particular time when I had like let them out and I had gone back inside to just run and grab my phone real quick, they decided, yeah, we're gonna jailbreak. So I immediately panic, being the person that I am and obsessed with my dogs the way that I am. I freaked out, was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen to them? Surely something bad is gonna happen to them if I don't immediately find them. So my boyfriend at the time and I went and were just frantically searching for them. We searched for like 4 or 5 hours. And mind you, this was like the day before Christmas Eve. So I'm really freaking out because I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is like literally right before the holidays. Like what's gonna happen if I don't find him? Like it's gonna be crazy. Like everyone's traveling. And my neighbor at the time, God bless her, had kind of realized that our dogs had gone missing because she had just saw me and my partner walking around the neighborhood calling for them. And she was so sweet. And I didn't know this at the time, but had started driving around to look for the dogs. We were also doing the same thing, looking around various neighborhoods. And when we ended up getting home, I was just so distraught. I was sobbing uncontrollably. I was like, oh my gosh, we're never gonna find them. They're missing forever. And then I'm sitting outside on the porch, and lo and behold, my neighbor pulls up, and she has both dogs in her car, in her backseat. Their heads are just poking out the window, their tongues flying out of their mouths with excitement. And I am just like, are you serious? And secondly, are you an angel? Was the first thing that I said to that woman, because oh my God, like I literally will, like, I can't forget it to this day. It was years ago. This happened when I first got Duke. Like the first year that I got him, that this happened. And I've never forgotten that since. I just really appreciated that lady for doing that. They literally had ended up at a pizza place 10 minutes away from our house, and she said that a bunch of people at the pizza place were just chilling with them outside. My dog had his collar on and everything. It was pretty funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I just saw like two dogs chilling outside of a pizza shop, I probably would also think it's funny, but then want to promptly call their pet parents. But you know, it's okay. My neighbor was luckily there, and she scooped him up for me, and yeah, that's the craziest story that I have with Duke. He's not done anything quite as crazy since then, and you know, since he's gotten older now, he's definitely just kind of become more lax. So most of the crazy comes from my girl Biscuit, who has done a lot of hectic things in the first year that we had her, in the first couple months especially. She got into a lot of garbage when she was a puppy, so we knew that she was just needing to be like really trained and, you know, work with her. We really needed to work with her on that, which was fine. But one day I had not put my bag as secure as I thought I needed it to be, or I realized that it needed to be at the time, because Biscuit had gotten into it, managed to get into it, and find the pack of gum that I had in my bag. Now, obviously you guys know this story has a good ending because Biscuit is still fine, but for those of you who are confused of why that could be a tragic thing, xylitol, which is present in a lot of gums, is very toxic for dogs. It can, I believe, like zap their, like really, it hurts their, like blood sugar levels. And like that's how it ends up like really just like kind of like draining their body. And so I had called poison control, spent $90 to talk to poison control and have them read off the information that I needed to know regarding the gum that my dog had maybe possibly ingested. Because to be honest with you guys know that I'm a trinket hoarder, and I'm also a hoarder of small containers too, because I think they're really cute, and I'm always like, I could probably use that for something. So I had those icebreakers, the ones that go on your like dashboard, like cup holders, and I had, you know, one of those, but I wasn't 100% sure how much gum, if any, was in there. So, you know, we opted to, you know, play it on the safe side. Immediately took her to the emergency vet. On the way there, I was like spoon feeding her, hand feeding her. That would be so funny, because I was spoon feeding her maple syrup. It'd be really funny if I was hand feeding her maple syrup. But I was just like spoon feeding her maple syrup all the way there because they said the sugar would be helpful. So we take her there. She spends a weekend there in the ER at the emergency vet, and she ends up completely fine. Her vitals were the whole time completely fine, unchanged. Like everything about her was unchanged. Her demeanor, all of it was just unchanged. She went in with her butt wagging, excited, and I was just convinced. I was like, oh my God, in an hour my dog is gonna be dead. But she was literally fine. But you know what? I'm laughing and everything, but I obviously take it very seriously. I would have done anything I could have to help Biscuit if anything were to have happened to her, because that's the dedication I made to her when I decided to adopt her. But it was just a funny situation because my fiance and I had originally gone into getting this dog because we were like, you know what, let's just adopt a dog because that's what, you know, feels good for us now, and we don't want to spend like $3,000 on a puppy. And yeah, that kind of flew out the window after getting her. But it was fine. Like I said, I would have paid as much money in the world to have kept her safe because she's just such a special girl and an amazing little dog, and I love her. She has a very sweet soul within her, and I appreciate that about her. So, but she did definitely give us a run for our money, both literally and figuratively. But other than that, the only other crazy thing that she's done is one time when we were in the dog park at the same apartment that that the gum incident happened, there was a deer that was chilling outside the dog park area that Biscuit could see. And what we didn't realize was that she was going to go absolutely feral over it and burrow her way under the metal grates of the fence and run off and chase this deer. Like, she literally burrowed under the fence. Like, not like dug under the ground. Like, she burrowed her body, like, and pushed her face so hard into the metal, like, of the fence that it pushed the metal of the fence. It was just insane. It was literally insane. And at the time we lived near the interstate, and I was like, oh my God, she's gonna run towards the interstate. And I immediately started panicking and crying. I'm in bell bottoms because I'm about to go to work, and I was just like walking her real quick before I had to go to work, and she's never done that before. And I just start tromping through the grass that's like way above my knees in my bell-bottom pants. Oh my goodness. It was pretty outrageous. Pretty outrageous. But I would, like I said, do anything for those two dogs because they are my heart and soul walking on earth. And I absolutely adore them. What is the craziest story that you guys have of any pets that you've had? What's something crazy that one of your pets has done? It can either be like a crazy, like dramatic, like, oh, can't believe that happened story, or oh my God, what a goober, like what a gooby little baby. I want to know. I love hearing stories about pets and just stories in general. So I would love to hear from you guys. I do think I am going to leave this WIP Chat here. I will have another video for you guys soon. So I do appreciate you guys for staying until the end of this video. Stay super safe in the upcoming week. And I love you guys. Take care, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!